No, 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 no. Get his name off of all the articles. Get his name out of any of your mouths. No, no, no. Why am I still, after watching what we saw, after seeing how his season ended, why am I still seeing reports that the Knicks are possibly going to go after Dennis Schroeder? If we get Dennis Schroeder as our starting point guard, I'm going to be mightily upset. Have we not learned enough? Why am I still seeing reports that the Knicks are possibly going after Dennis Schroeder? He wants too much money. Have we not seen who he is by now? We'll stick to this Lakers season. He had a great start to the season. Then he had COVID twice. And then the second half of the season, he fell off a cliff. And for the second year in a row, he proved to be non-existent in the playoffs. All of a sudden, his game fell off that mightily. In a team where they do not have a solidified starting point guard, he fell off a cliff in the playoffs for the second year in a row. And also, we want to talk about him as a starting point guard. Do you not remember the many years of him starting for the Atlanta Hawks being His best seasons were when he backed up Jeff Teague. When he was given the starting spot, he was not it. This is no shade at Dennis Schroeder. I like Dennis Schroeder. But as my starting point guard being paid as much money as he's being asked for, it makes no sense. We've seen it time and time and time again. If the shot doesn't go in and the defense is shaky, he does not give you anything else. I can go through the list of the other players that I'm trying to go after. Lonzo, where's Lonzo? Where's the Lonzo sign? There it is. Like, if Lonzo Ball's shooting just goes abysmal in the playoffs, we at least know he has defense and he has field general status to keep us afloat. We can't say that about Dennis Schroeder. We can say that about Kyle Lowry. If his shot falls off, you know that his impact is still going to be proven on the court. If I'm paying any point guard that much money in this offseason, it's our starting point guard. Leave me alone about Dennis Schroeder. I don't want to hear nothing else about Dennis Schroeder. No. My answer is now, forever will be no. All right? Let's talk about the draft. Now, I don't want to get too into the draft way too soon because we're still in the playoffs right now. We're about to finally get in the conference finals for both of you. I just don't want to overindulge in draft conversations way too soon. What I will talk about today is the possibility of us keeping some of these draft picks. We know we're going to this draft with 4 draft picks, and we are all thinking that we'll most likely use them all to A, get another piece from another team, or B, move up in this draft. What if I told you maybe we don't need to move anything and we should stay put with our 2 draft picks in the first round, because there's a lot of amazing talent that is going to be around our 2 picks at 19 and 21 that I think we should be taking a little bit of consideration on and thinking about it a little bit more. And this is just if in case we don't move our pick. I have a few thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think. But guys, we got to do it for y'all. You know what I'm talking about. Run the intro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. New intro. Hope you guys like this. What's going on? It's your boy CK. Welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Guys, you know the deal. Make sure you follow me over on the Twitch. Join us on the Discord. You know the things. Buy the merch. The merch is still up. Designs will be coming down here once the playoffs are over. So make sure you go and check out the merch and get what you like before the time runs out. All right? All right, so the draft is coming up very, very rapidly. We are about to see the lottery, which for the first time in years, we will not be partaking in. And I'm not completely bummed about it because we could also be looking at this lottery to see where other teams land and who we possibly could be in talks with to move our picks up to get. Like who most realistically, like if a team falls out of the top 10 where they thought they would be in the top 10, would they be willing to then get 2 picks later on in the draft and give us their pick or whatever? There's those kind of things, those kind of implications that we could be looking at with this lottery. But outside of that, we not in it. Maybe not the right year to not be in it, but at the same time, it is an okay year to not be in it because, like I've been saying, leading up to this year for the last 2 seasons, this draft is deep. There are tons and tons of names that I'm looking at right now between draft number 15 to 30 that arguably could have been lottery picks this time last season. I'm looking on this list and I see Josh Christopher all the way down at 28. Last year, Josh Christopher was a top 10 pick. I'm looking at Zaire Williams, Jared Butler. There's a lot of names. Greg Brown. Greg Brown dropped all the way to 24. Greg Brown at the beginning of the season was ranked like 4th, 3rd, 5th. There are tons and tons of lottery talent that is going to be at the bottom part of this draft. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I'm bringing up the point that maybe we might not have to trade up the way we think we might have to. I mean, yes, you could trade up and possibly get the 10th, 9th, 11th pick. But even then, we're going to be missing out on a lot of amazing names that we're going to be looking at, like the Cade Cunninghams, the Jalen Greens, Kumingas, those kind of guys, the Scotty Barnes. Like, there's a lot of guys up there. I don't entirely seeing us moving up in the top 6, 5. Like, I don't think that that's realistic unless we're throwing a player in there. I'm never going to doubt anything that Leon Rose does. But at the same time, I really feel like the highest that we would be able to trade up to get to would be 6, maybe 5. And you know what? We could probably snag somebody. But the way I'm looking at it, at 19 and 21, we could get 2 very, very solid rookies on this team, regardless if they're rookies that Tom Thibodeau is going to play right away or not. Right now, according to Tankathon, it has us slated at getting Jared Butler from Baylor at 19 and Kai Jones at 21 from Texas. Both players are very nice players. Kai Jones is someone who could play the center position, which is something we do need to beef up on with more youth and with more oomph. And I feel like Kai Jones it's a nice thought. But below those 2 names, I'm seeing prospects that I'm a little bit more intrigued on. But more importantly, in the second round, dropping to the second round, which I feel like could be the steal of the draft, I'm looking at BJ Boston. BJ Boston did not have the greatest season with Kentucky last year, but at the same time, BJ Boston, before he played a single dribble of college basketball, was thought to be one of the best players in this draft class. And let's be real, the Kentucky team last year, all of them really underachieved in their time last year in Kentucky, all the guys. So I've made it clear over and over and over and over again what I'm looking for in this draft. I'm looking for a wing, I'm looking for a point guard, or I'm looking for a center in this draft. Luckily, this draft is full of every single one of the players, and where they have us slated with Jared Butler, I'm completely cool with that. I think I'm still leaning closer to Sharif and Ayo Dosumnu. I really don't think Ayo drops all the way down, or Ayo, excuse me, drops all the way down to 29. I understand the age difference. And yes, Jared Butler is a nice player. I mean, they're around the same age. The problem is I just love the size of Ayo so much more. Ayo's stats for the season was 20.6 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 5.4 assists. Like, he was having a beast season. Jared Butler had himself a nice season himself, but the big difference between him and Ayo was, even though Ayo, God, I keep saying like 5 different things. Jared Butler, yeah, he didn't get the points, didn't get the rebounds the same. His assists were pretty similar, but 2.3 steals per game. Jared Butler's nice. I'm fine with either or. I'm pretty cool. Like I said, I just prefer Ayo because I love the size, and I feel like Ayo, just watching him play at the college level, he already looks like a vet. He looks like a pro with the way he played on the college level. Both guys are juniors. I feel like that's our best bet. They're both only going to be 21, about to be 22. So yeah, they're a little bit on the older side, but at the same time, you know that Tom Thibodeau could prefer a player of that stature rather than getting one of these younger freshmen. Like I said so many times, it was really cool to see him put a lot of faith in a guy like RJ Barrett, who is only 20 years old, the youngest player on our team. That's not something that Tom Thibodeau is used to doing, and it worked out. So maybe there's a bit of a shift there for Tom Thibodeau as a coach long term. So Jared Butler, Ayo, I'm not saying we get Ayo at 19. I'm just saying I'm looking at Ayo at 19 or 21. I think that should be a steal. I know a lot of people are excited about a guy like Josh Christopher. Josh Christopher is probably another one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites in this draft. This draft is one of those drafts where I literally watched a lot of these guys in high school leading up to college. Like, that's why another one of these names I'm about to talk about here in a little bit, he's one I'm really excited about. I really hope he falls down 2 more picks to us. James Bouknight, which I feel like is a huge favorite. A lot of you guys, that dude is a scoring juggernaut, only 20 years old. His injury history worries me a little bit, but the guy is a juggernaut, and he could be a scoring threat at the next level. But I digress. Let's talk about 19 and 21. Let's stick to 19 and 21. I want to say this: the 2 players that I'm looking at 19 and 21, regardless of what this entire thing says, the 2 players that I want to steal at 19 and 21 would be a combination of either Zaire Williams and Jared Butler, or Zaire Williams and Ayo Dosumnu. I just feel like the combination of those two players would be perfect for us. And I know a lot of you guys are really excited about Luka. I think Luka could be fine. I don't know. I'm a little worried to see how he plays at the next level. I think the Argentinian thing is there. I know people are so excited because a lot of people, for whatever reason, people are comparing him to Campazzo. I get all that, but I'm not sure what to believe until I see him play yet. So my hype is not there with you guys just yet. I think he's gonna be a fun player. I think he's a guy that looks like he plays really solid at the European level. I just don't know how that's gonna translate to the pros. We'll see though. I'm really excited to see him in the summer league, but we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm still looking at possibly getting another player, another point guard in this draft with one of these picks. But Zaire Williams is one of the guys that I'm really hoping falls in our lap. Right now, according to Tankathon, he's slated to be at 17. We have picked 19. I don't know if there's something where we could slightly move up. I don't know what scenario there is there. I don't know if I'll necessarily move up for him. Maybe if we move up, I'll move up for a guy like James Bouknight or something like that. But I really hope that a guy like Zaire Williams falls in our lap. Zaire Williams is lottery talent that's at the bottom part of this draft. And he did have the knee injury. He did not play up to par, but at the same time, he was playing at Stanford. So, I just feel like Zaire Williams is the long-term get. 6'8", 19, about to be 20 years old. The guy has the tools, a solid shot, hella athletic, could be a solid defender. This guy is what we would want and pray for at the wing position for the long term. I get it, right now he might not be playing up to par because of a Tom Thibodeau system, and I feel like there's just a lot of possibilities when it comes to this Zaire Williams kid. I've been a fan of him. Like I said, before we saw anybody play a game of basketball at the college level, this guy was in the top 10. I think he was even in the top 5 in some instances. So I just definitely think that's a guy we shouldn't miss out on. But there's a lot of names. Like I said, this is just a palate cleanser because I'm not going down on my mock draft of who we are going to get in this, that, and third. I'm just putting the thought process out there for you guys on what if we did not move 19 and 21? What if we stayed put and got 2 of these guys that I'm looking at possibly in this draft? There's so many possibilities here I'm looking at that could happen. What do you guys think? Do you think it makes sense for the Knicks to pick 2 rookies up knowing that Tom Thibodeau might not be playing these guys that many minutes? Or do you think we should just shoot for the stars, trade all of our draft picks up, and hopefully get in the top 10 and get 1 solidified rookie? I'm with both options, but I just also wanted to think outside the box and looking at these guys. If we can get 2 rookies that could be there for us long term, that could help us out long term, maybe help us out immediately, I think that would be such a plus. Maybe do something with the 2 second-round picks, move those around or whatever you want to do. But for sure, 19 and 21, I still think that there's a possibility that we can get something with those 2 picks. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, let me know who you guys are really looking at in the draft, because we are going to be doing a mock draft. We're going to have fun with it. And I really want to hear some of your guys' favorite names that are in this draft this year, in the 2021 draft this year. So let me know all of your thoughts and everything in the comments below. Hell, let me know your thoughts about what I said in the intro about Dennis Schroeder. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Guys, make sure you go over and follow me over on Twitch. Join the Discord. You know the vibes. Like I said, go get the merch. Some of those designs ain't gonna be there for very long, so go get your merch. It's your boy CK. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. I'm out of here, y'all. Again, new outro, new intro, new outro. New outro. Let's see how you all like it. I'm out of here. Peace.
Cold pizza like Tuesday. I got food up in the fridge. Y'all keep looking for that new wave. I think I like it how it is.